Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk all about installs of crochet hair, whether it's pre-loop, whether it's bulk, whatever the crochet hair is. We're going to talk about installing it. We're going to talk about what I mean when I say double knot, single knot of hair, invisible knot of hair. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. Now, I make install videos on this channel. I've done a few of them, but what I've realized is that it's harder for me to do them on camera because I'm also trying to be the camera woman. I give mad props to the creators out there who can do both. I give you the grace. I give you all the praise because that ain't my forte. It ain't my forte to do it on myself and make sure I'm in frame and then talk about it later and do that voiceover stuff. It's hard. So today's video, I decided to bring in a friend, bring in a model. Got this braided crochet cap from Amazon, and I have some hair beside me. I got different types of hair, different varieties of hair. Some hair you've seen me install on this channel, some hairs you haven't seen me install on this channel, and I'm going to show you how I do it because some people make it seem like I'm doing something elaborate. Some people say I can't install a hair unless it's pre-looped. Pre-looped is the only hair I can install. I can't do anything else. I'm here to show you guys today on my model with my home girl. We gonna show you how we install different kinds of hair and how we uninstall. So I got a comment in my review video on the Femme Freak Mini Fro C-Twist hair. Somebody said, hey, I would buy the hair, but I need to see it uninstalled. And I was like, I took that hair out 3 weeks ago. When I put up a review video, that hair is no longer in my head. As I say in that video on my final day thoughts, I'm taking the hair out immediately. I'm turning the camera off, and most of the time, within the next 24 hours, that hair is out of my head. By the time you see a review video, it's been out of my head for probably 2, 3, 4 weeks at that point. It ain't in my head no longer. So I'm going to show you today, too, how I would uninstall the Femme Freak Mini Fro C here, too. So just so you can have a little eye-to-eye gauge on that, that's what I'm going to show you as well. So today's video, got my model. We gonna take a couple of different hair. I got some bulk hair, I got some pre-looped hair, I got some human hair, and so we gonna use the model today, and I'm gonna show you how I would install these hair. So first, let me start with the hair that you've seen me install most recently on my channel, and it's that Femme Freak Mini Fro C-Twist hair. So all I do when I'm installing a hair is I put my needle, through the braid. Then I'm going to attach the crochet hair. In this case, it's the Femme Freak Mini Fro C-Twist hair, and put my needle through the loop. So you see this loop right here, you see the needle right here. And let me zoom in even closer. Okay, say I can't see what I'm talking about. Here is the needle, here is the loop, closing the latch, pulling both the hair and the loop through. So I'm going to remove the needle from the situation. Needle gone. Bye-bye, needle. Some people actually use the needle. Let me bring it back just so you guys can see this. Some people use the needle, so putting the needle back through the loop. They use the needle and they actually attach it to the end of the hair, close it, and then pull it through this way. So they pull it through like that. So they're still using the needle. I don't necessarily do that. I typically take the needle away, but no way is incorrect. And that is pulling it through once. So I pulled the hair through once, and that is what you get. So now doing this process again, let me do it right here. I'm gonna push the needle through the braid, the hair, and then I am going to take the hair, attach the loop to it, pull it through. Again, I take the needle away from the situation. It's just easier for me that way. This hair, as I noted in the video, the loop is a little bit smaller than a lot of hair that I try. So pulling it through once, if you want to just pull it through once. Some people, feel secure with pulling a hair through once. Some people pull a hair through twice, so you can pull it through twice, and that's called double. You can pull it through 3, 4, 5 times, however many times you want to. And then that is the hair. That is this hair installed. But to uninstall this hair, I'm just going to do the reverse of the steps I just did. So just taking the loop, making it bigger, pulling the hair through the loop, the opposite, like back through it. So this is pulling it through. And then whoop, it's out. It's just the reverse. It's just doing everything you did in the reverse measure. And it's easier if you do this and you only single knot a hair. So if you double knot it, then you're gonna have to do it twice. So I'm gonna have to do this twice because I double knotted it. So pulling it through once, pulling it through twice, and then you have both strands out of the hair. that is how you would uninstall this hair. So in that video, I said the FemaFreak hair is a hair that you can reuse. You can reuse it. I mean, the hair stayed really good the 4 weeks. It's probably easier to uninstall it if you only single knot the hair, but you can double knot it and remove it. I wouldn't triple knot it and then want to remove it. Now, I get a lot of people on this channel who say, Leah, you don't try enough pre-looped hair. That's because I don't necessarily love a pre-looped hair. Now, giving you guys an example, this is a hair I never tried on this channel. You guys know I'm about black owned or black supported right now, but this is a hair I have bought maybe like 2 years ago. When I first dyed my hair that 30 color, the very first time, so about 2.5 years ago. This is a pre-looped hair. If you see crochet loop, it's got the little knots at the top. Crochet loop hair. You see those loops? I'm going to take this out of the package and show you how to install a pre-looped hair. Again, I understand people feeling safer with a pre-looped hair, but it's not necessarily the best for a lot of reasons. I'll show you why in a minute. My very first hair that I installed on this channel myself, I think is a pre-looped hair. I'll link that video up above. That was because I didn't have faith in myself that I could do a non-pre-looped hair, and now 5 years in, I do have more faith in myself. But if you are somebody who wants to try a pre-looped hair, so this is what a pre-looped hair looks like. It's got that little loop, little tassel at the top. Now, with the install of this, it's easier. It's definitely easier. When you have a loop, it's kind of the same as that FemaFreak hair. The FemaFreak hair doesn't tote itself as being a pre-looped hair, but it is pre-looped in a sense. And what you would do is just the same technique you would do with the other hair. You can pull it through. Again, I take the needle away from the situation, and I would open this up and then pull it through. Let's just pull it through one time. And then you have this hair. Then you're left with, you know, this little, let me see if I can get really close up in camera so you guys can see this little thing that's keeping the hair looped. Do you see that little thing right there? I mean, that's why I hate pre-loop, because it's like, you can leave it, but then you have to cut it. Like, this is why I hate, see, now I'm gonna cut some of the hair out. That's why I don't particularly love hair that tote that pre-loop thing. Now, is it easier to install? Yeah, that's the knot, that's the hair right now. And this is the front of the hair. So this is what it looks like. Now, when I say invisible knot of hair, this is what I mean. So I'm gonna take this hair out, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna open this up though, and then we're gonna put the needle through. We're going to pull the hair through, put the hair on, pull it through. Now, taking the needle away. Now, instead of pulling both strands through like I typically would, so typically pull both through. No. I'm only going to pull one through. We'll pull one through and then put the hair over like that. And you see how more natural that looks in the front? Like, you see how natural this looks across the braid than that knot that I did previously? That's what I do in the front of every single style that I have. I do that, and that is, again, for a more natural look. When I have more hair, when the hair is filled in, again, this is just one section. If my whole front looked like this, it would look way more natural than if I did, again, let me do this. I want this video to be very clear in what I'm doing. So pull that out. So putting the needle through, if I were to knot the hair normally, so not invisible knot, so knot the hair normally, so instead of pulling just one strand through, pulling both through. This is what I do at the back of my head for every single strand, because you can't see it. You see how you see a little knot, like you see that knot? It doesn't look bad, it doesn't look unrealistic, but it looks more natural. You guys, if you notice, it looks way more natural the previous way I did it. That's why I do invisible in the front. So if you ever have questions why I do invisibles in the front, it's because it looks more natural than this. Now, this is easier to do. It's easier to do in the back. It's easier just to pull both strands through. Well, no, it's really not. Let me take that back. It's not easier to pull one through versus two through. It's just kind of what you want to do. I could in the back pull it through once. This is my method. My method is to do this in the back, do the invisible in the front, so my hairline looks natural. If you look right now at me, can you see me? I don't know. It just looks more natural. My hair ain't gonna focus. Can you focus in, camera? looks more natural the way it is now. Now I'm about to take this hair out because my hair has grown out. But going back to my Miss Model girl, this is what that hair looks like. So that is pre-looped hair. Again, this little knot right here that's holding this pre-looped hair, it causes more grief than it causes like help for me. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of those pre-looped hairs that have those little loops at the top. I'm sorry, that's just not my jammy jam. Now next you have hair like this. Now this is the Kima Harlem 125 soft dread hair. You've seen my review video on this hair. This is how it comes packaged. It comes packaged in these pre-defined kind of areas where, let's see, this is kind of what they look like. So each strand is, it's not really a loop there. It's really nothing there. It's like a strand of hair. With this hair, you kind of just know where the middle is. Like, this is how the hair is. This is how one strand it is. And you're like, well, with the loop hair, you know exactly where the middle is. With this little string bean spaghetti noodle, where is the middle? Where is the middle of this soft dread hair? I mean, you just kind of half the hair. You just kind of half the hair. And then you're like, hey, you know, there's no loop here. There's nothing specifically like this to let you know, hey, that's the loop. That's where the loop is. No, it's nothing like, you know, even with the Fema Freak, you kind of know where the loop is. Here, there is no loop, but it doesn't make it any harder to install. So for like example, this hair, you would still just do the same process that you would do for any other hair. It would be the same, you know, pull it through. That's the loop. You create your own loop. You've created your own loop in this. So not hard at all. You don't need that pre-loop there. And voila, you have a hair. You have a hair. I did the invisible, so this is how it will look with the invisible. If you know in my video, my hair wasn't like this. You know, I did the whole, how did I do that? How did I separate this hair? Child, it's been so long. I think you just do like that, and then that's how I wore it. Oh, I love this hair. Man, I miss this hair. This was a good hair. Gosh, a girl loves this hair. But this hair was a little different, you know, with the soft dread. I, again, did that. And then you got your soft dread. Woo, child. If y'all have not tried soft dread, what are y'all waiting for, honey? This was the hair right here. That is how you do it when you don't have a loop that's there pre-made for you, like the Fema Freak hair or that Outre Water Wave. You can make the loop. It's not hard, especially when the hair comes separated like that. And you might be saying, well, what about a hair like the Jamaican curl? Another hair that I've tried on this channel, the Rasta Free Jamaican curl hair. This is how this hair comes on the rack. Again, doesn't have a loop. But you take one strand out. You know, this is what one strand of the hair looks like. Now, this is where I'm going to start talking about splitting. So with the other hairs, not as easy to split. This hair is probably easier. We'll see. I might be lying on camera to you right now. It feels very soft. I don't remember if I split this hair. I can only imagine I did. With this hair, you see how this is a good size. This is an adequate size. You could install this all throughout your hair like this and it'd be no problem. But when you get to the front, your hair, and I don't know how to say this properly because I don't want to say that people have thin hair in the front, but even myself, my hair is more full in the back than it is in the front. And that's what you want. That's why wigs look more natural when it's like a little bit lighter, a little bit more feathery, a little bit, thinner, and then it's thicker in the back. It goes to a thicker look. It's just what looks better. It's just how natural hair flows. Your natural hair, it might be a little shorter, it might be a little thinner. You know, the volume is really back here, and you want to mirror that with your crochet hair. You want to have that same thing going with your crochet hair. So you install in the back like this, but in the front, as I get to the front, typically I want it to be a little less full, so I'm splitting the hair. You just take what you think is 50-50 and you just split. And then you're left with two strands. The curl should look exactly the same. If it doesn't, refer back to my Ari curl video and you know the trials and tribulations I had with that hair. But this hair, it's been split and it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, feathery, flowy than it was in the back. So in the back, I love installing the hair as it fully comes. In the front, I like to install it in this way, and then I'm taking this, I'm putting the needle through. Again, taking the needle away from the situation. You got your loop here. Your loop is here. And then you just pull one strand through. and then you got your look. You got your look, and you install the rest just like this. Now, some people back comb this, the professionals. Child, I want to be a professional. They back comb this to make it look even more natural. So they single knot it, and then they take their little back comb. Let me see if I have a back comb. I think I do. They take one of these combs. Nia Natural Hair actually sent me this, even though I bought one with my own money from her. So I have like 2 of these now. They just kind of tease this up, and it looks better when you have multiples. They back comb this to give it an even more natural kind of look. I have not mastered that clearly because you see I'm sucking at it right now. You're never going to be able to reuse a hair if you do this technique, fortunately or unfortunately, but it gives it a little bit more of a natural look, they say. For me, I haven't mastered it yet. For me, I feel like, isn't it just giving it more frizz? But people use back combs like these, specifically made like this. I have the little teeth and then the teeth in there to back comb it to give it more natural. You guys know, have never done that, but that is what I mean when I say splitting the hair in the front. Why I do it, what the reasoning for it is. I hope this makes more sense now to you. Now, America's favorite hair that I reviewed on this channel, my most popular review video or install video, because I think y'all think I'm gonna do something phenomenal in it. I'm not. This is the Human Hair Saga hair from, what is it? It's from Saga. Is it Saga? Freetress? Naked? Whatever the Shake and Go human hair line is called. This was their human hair crochet. So this is human hair, 100%. I've never thrown it away because, again, this is human hair. How often am I going to get hands on a $60 pack of hair? So I'm going to keep this bad boy around for demonstrations like this too. So this is what the knot on that human hair looked like. That's why I was having so many problems. It's an elastic band. This isn't like a thing. This is an elastic band of thing, like a little rubber band, or not even rubber band, like a goodie thing of elastic right here. This install, you guys remember this video, it's hard to hide it. Beauty Can Braid has a video where she does a good job of hiding this knot, but the install alone, pretty simple. All you do is pull this through, and then you pull this through, but then you're left with this. What is this? This ain't even hair, fam. This ain't even hair. A lot of people were like, well, they were giving me suggestions on how to kind of fix this situation. I don't know what they were saying. Like, it's hard to explain something without me seeing what you mean. Some people were like, why don't you just cut the elastic? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, just cut it here? What? I'm not getting what you mean. Like, cut this here? Like, this, the whole human hair crochet, that's why it's not a lot of makers out there. It's just really hard to make it and make it do right. Like this elastic, okay, so I cut it. Then what? It's out the head. I've cut it. Now what? Like what? This part is here. Like, I'm not getting what people were saying to do. And it might be, maybe they were saying cut it away and then maybe install it like this. So install it like I would a normal hair now. So I guess I could split this like this. Okay, so split this like this, like I would a normal hair. Then push it through like this, and then pull it through maybe. And then maybe do like this. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. And then maybe I could cut, can I cut the, you still have to keep like a little bit, at least a little bit of the top, just to keep the hair together. But let's do that. I mean, it's still not, you still have this here. So it's really hard. It's really hard with this elastic glue. This is one fail for me that I'm never going to be able to do. But I'm okay with synthetic hair. Synthetic hair, nothing wrong with synthetic hair for me. Your girl loves a synthetic hair over here. So I'm not a synthetic hair snob. I'm not that pressed to try human hair. So if somebody comes out with a good human hair, I'm going to be all for it. But as of right now, I don't know a good human hair out there. This would be a good example of bulk hair. Now this is braiding hair, so it's a little bit different. But there are a lot of hair that is bulk hair. Bulk hair is hair where you don't have the pre-separated string. It's like all the other hair that I've tried, everything is kind of pre-separated. Even the Jamaican curl, for example, you know, it looks like it's all one, but you pull out and you got one strand. So this is one strand. Bulk hair, for example, I think that Trendy Tresses Glamour Curl was bulk hair. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, go watch that video. But it's a hair that comes like this. And when I see a hair come in bulk, I'm scared. Even me, 5 years deep, I don't like a bulk hair. I don't like a bulk hair because with a bulk hair, it comes like this, with a little rubber band around it. When it got that little rubber band around it and it's not pre-separated, I'm like, whoop, we don't have a problem. Houston, we got an issue on our hands, because what you are being tasked with is you're being tasked to define the spaces that you use. You don't, of course, put all of this on the needle, so you have to come up, how much do I put on the needle? Do I put this much? Is this too little? Is this too much? Should I put a little bit more? Should I put a little bit more? I don't like making those type of determinations. Now, not a lot of hair is bulk. There are like maybe, I probably tried 3 bulks on this channel. I can't remember if the outre straight hair was bulk. I think it might not have been bulk, but some straight hairs come bulk. That's maybe why I don't like straight crochet hair most of the time. But this is an example of bulk. No, well, yeah, you could install if you wanted pre-stretch braiding hair in your head. You can install this, but bulk hair is hair that you have to determine the size, the quantity, everything, because there's nothing about this already pre-separated for you. Would you install it the same? Yeah, you install it the same as, you know, any other hair. You just take it, you put the needle through, of course, and then you would attach the needle, pull it through. This hair I wouldn't even feel comfortable knotting once, but pulling it through like this, and voila, you got the knot, you got your hair. But again, you are determining how much you use for each space, which for some people, they don't mind. I'm a kindergartner in that sense. I like what I like in terms of the hair that I like, and that's the video today. I wanted to show you how I knot the hair. I wanted to show you guys how not to be afraid of pre-looped. Like, I get this comment a lot of, what's your favorite pre-looped, or try more pre-looped, or whatever the thing is with pre-looped, and it's just like, there's no benefit to it. I honestly believe that you guys have the ability to apply any hair that you want. You can loop it any way that you want. You can do the invisible knot method and not have any problems. Your hair can look as natural as my hair can. We all can do it. Shoot, I didn't know what crochet hair was this time 5 years ago. I probably seen it, but I didn't know it. And now I'm a crochet hair. I mean, I wouldn't even put myself an expert, but I'm high intermediates. And you too can be as well. So let me know down below if this video was helpful. If there's anything else you want me to show you. I only can gauge what you guys want to see by your comments. Closed mouths don't get fed, so I don't know what you want to see unless you say it. So say it down below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if it was helpful. Give it a big thumbs up even if it wasn't. Y'all know I'm a needer of love over here, so please show me the love. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of this fire content that I feel like I produce for you, and make sure that you are following me on Instagram at LeahLaVon89 so you don't miss any of this, again, fire content that I feel like I produce for you. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Steady on time, yeah, don't be late, nah.